Most businesses think about AI as replacing people, but the real opportunity is much simpler. You never miss a lead, you never miss a booking or a customer again. And today's guest is helping businesses to do exactly that with Voice AI. And she's here to break down what it is, why it matters, and how we can actually change the way that companies operate. I'm Sim Payne Powell, Fractional HR Director, Chartered MCIPD, and over the last 25 years, I've worked in senior HR globally across 16 countries. I've partnered with founders and leaders, supporting employees to build workplaces that people actually love. And I'm here to challenge HR, the bad HR that normally relies on systems and completely forgets about people. So my guest today is Bisola Fasanya, and she is a voice AI specialist, founder of Atel Q, and the author of The New Voice of Business. I got my copy. She helps customer facing organizations deploy intelligent voice systems that improve responsiveness across calls, bookings, and follow up. And she's worked with businesses trying to build their strategy, has conducted workshops, and she's given hands on implementation to make voice AI practical for real businesses. With a background in data, marketing analytics, and AI automation, Bisola brings a very grounded view of how business converts attention into action and how voice AI can become a genuine competitive advantage. Bisola, thank you so much for coming to spend time with me today.
Thank you for
I always
having
get
me.
really excited when I do these founder specialist series because I get to meet some amazing people and really see the why behind what they do and why they're so passionate. So I'm so excited to get into this with you today. And I have a bunch of questions that we will hopefully get through all of them in the time that we have. So, can you walk us through what voice AI actually does in a business in simple terms for the layman?
Okay, so for the layman,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about it. So, I mean, the technology speaking, no, let's not start with the technology. For the layman, what we're talking about is really just synthetic voice. It's basically what I call conversational intelligence. Because when people think about voice AI, there could be lots of misconceptions. People can think we're talking about IVR systems, things that say things like, press 1 for this, press 2 for that.
Right.
That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
We're really talking about, okay, how can you put a conversational synthetic voice as the interface of basically artificial intelligence? That's why I call it conversational intelligence. And so that's what it is. It's not a chatbot either,
Right.
because some people will say, well, is it just a chatbot? It's not a chatbot, because the voice AI technology that we use is technology that's actually better than Alexa. And Alexa has predated chatbots by 10 years, for example.
A very long time, Alexa's been there.
Exactly. And we're smarter than Alexa, because Alexa can't do anything other than play music or tell you what the weather is.
And sometimes she gets that wrong, very wrong.
Exactly. And so imagine a much smarter Alexa,
Right.
powered by what we call automation,
Okay.
let's just say, which means that it can take action. And so, and the voice interface, we actually plug into telecoms, which means that somebody can call in and speak to a voice agent, and then it can do things like book a table, send you an email, do different things.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, I would say, in a nutshell, but it really is defined by the application that you give to it.
Got you.
Because at the end of the day, I suppose voice AI is like we saying, oh, we've created an engine. But then you can have an engine in a washing machine, you can have an engine in a car,
right.
You can have an engine in a blender.
Yeah.
What's most important is the application to it.
That goes to it.
Got exactly. You. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote my book, because
gonna sign it.
Because people only think about, the technology. What's most important is how you apply it, where you apply it. Okay. And so, yes.
I think it's really amazing because, like, people they don't realize that there's so much more that they can actively do with AI. I think everybody started off with ChatGPT and then kind of stopped there and didn't realize that they could do a bunch of things. So, like, being able to, like, build businesses and build concepts that help businesses run, absolutely top tier and amazing. And as you said, like, Alexa's been around for a very long time and she hasn't changed. There's nothing that she can do, but all of these new things that are now out can literally change the way that you run your business in so many significant ways. So tell me, what actually pulled you into voice AI? Why did you get into it?
I'll tell you, but I have a quick comment based on what
Yeah.
she said before. Is that, like you said, the technology is there. The problem isn't the technology anymore. The problem is people's imagination.
Got you.
That's the thing that is stopping people
Yeah.
from exploring different ways of doing it. Like, people, like you said, are using ChatGPT, maybe stopping themselves at maybe improve my email or social media posts.
If I see another hyphen,
oh my god,
or a apostrophe where it's not meant to be, I'm just like, I can't.
Exactly.
I literally can't. And then what's even worse is when you get the people that then use AI to comment back on
yes.
that.
Yes. And that's the real fear. When people say, "Oh, AI is taking over," no, you are letting AI take over because you allowing AI to think for you. And you can't even think for yourself enough to do a social media post. Now, back to your question about what brought me to voice AI. I've been, because of my background in data analytics, we've been working with artificial intelligence for years.
Got you.
Even before ChatGPT was out. So we were working with, we were doing things, well, it doesn't matter, but we were using
confidential. Yes, I understand. So it's been around for a long time. It just didn't hit the public until like a few years ago.
Yes. And ChatGPT, let's just say, is an interface, right?
Right.
But AI, like you said, has been around for a long time. It's just that it wasn't available to the public as it is now.
Got you.
It's almost like now the public got given access to AI in a way that is kind of like mainstream. And so for me, I'd been using AI and I'm very interested in the AI landscape anyways. But when it comes to the AI ecosystem, I found that voice AI was the most interesting. And the reason why I found it was the most interesting because I found that it had the most commercial impact.
Got you.
Because when it comes to AI, sure, you can paint a pretty picture, maybe you can help you write an email. Yes, you could save some time if you know what you're doing. You can save a little bit of money here and there. But the impact, none of them has an impact as great as voice AI.
Got you.
Because somebody who has a business and maybe has a receptionist and is thinking of hiring a second receptionist has voice AI instead, you can literally quantify that. And I know you're an HR professional, by the way.
I love people.
And we are not saying that we should replace a whole receptionist with the voice agent, but you're not going to make a receptionist work 24/7.
Right.
So when she goes home, you could have then a voice agent pick up the phone. I think that people, when it comes to AI, they kind of make a mistake thinking that it's all or nothing. And it's not all or nothing. You have to look at your processes. I always talk about processes. You have to look at your processes. You have to think about, where can we plug this in a way that benefits the business?
It makes sense.
Exactly. And in a way that brings value to my customers. Because it has to bring value. You can't use voice AI everywhere. And same thing for any kind of AI. It's not appropriate everywhere.
Right.
So you really have to think about, what's my business process?
And what works for you and stuff. But like literally, it can do so much. If you are a solo entrepreneur, like, and you are doing your finance, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're trying to build tenders, pitches, all of those things, and then you've got the phone ringing, like, it can do so much to actually step in and help you, so you're not losing that lead or losing that connection with somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's definitely one of the most popular use case for voice AI, which is for service-based businesses. If they're too busy working or doing the massage or at the job, like you said, they can't pick up the phone. That's one of the use cases, but obviously there's so many different use cases.
I think it's really amazing, like, the capabilities and what we can actually do with it, more than, as you said, drafting an email or a social media post. So if you had to break voice AI into like 3 core use cases, what would they be?
I've just talked about one.
Yeah.
which is the service-based business.
That's it.
They're too busy doing a job to pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most popular one. That's the one
Right.
that most people know.
Okay.
Voice AI receptionist, out-of-hours calls, things like that.
Okay.
Another use case is, for example, interactive lead magnets.
Huh.
Ha!
Ah.
Wow!
Okay. I'm interested in that. Go for it.
For personalization.
Okay.
Because, for example, most entrepreneurs, most businesses want to offer value, and they say, trust me, I'll give you some value. They have to ask for email addresses.
Right.
But mostly, people are just going to download some PDF that is very generic.
Huh. Okay.
Whereas, for example, with a great example is what I helped a consultant, a coach, build, and she now has a business audit. But it's personalized. So anybody who comes to our website,
right,
calls the voice AI agent,
okay,
tells them about, this is my business, these are my specific circumstances,
right,
and then based on those specific circumstances,
mm-hmm,
receive a personalized response, a personalized recommended business audit.
got you.
And so imagine anybody who's got these PDFs and
Yeah.
I don't know what it may be,
Yeah.
the things that you should eat, but based on my circumstances, I'm a woman over 40, I've got this amount of kids, this and that.
Yeah, juggling many, many things.
Exactly. So I would want my response to be personalized to me. Well, I said I can let you do that.
Correct.
Because we are having the conversation, we can create the automation behind to personalize whatever it is that you need to do.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. That really does make sense. So, like, I know, like, we've started talking and we're both very excited about what it can do because we know what it can do. And we're going to have people out there going, oh, I'm not sure about that. Like, so when you think about, like, because you would have heard a lot of people like pushing back, challenging against like the use cases and why they should use it and how it can improve. Like, so what are like the big things that people get wrong about voice AI?
I think the biggest misconceptions are things that they associate with voice AI, which isn't actually voice AI.
Mm-hmm.
The typical example is IVR systems. People think that it's just going to be some automated, pre-recorded message.
Got you.
And they associate, I know that. They don't realize that, no, it's actually a synthetic voice that sounds like you and I.
Got it.
And it's not... I think the banking systems had that at some point where you say,
press one
for
this,
yes,
press two for this,
yes,
and then or it will tell you to say yes or no, and then
and then say, sorry, I didn't quite get that. Oh, that is not what we're doing.
It's like the biggest torture because I know that pain.
we want to kill them. This is it. This is it. So that's not it. And I to be frank, I actually advise anyone, or I would invite anyone to test voice AI for yourself. Okay. Rather than just think make these assumptions. Mm-hmm. Another thing that what was your question again?
It was like what do people usually get wrong when they think about voice AI?
Yes. So either they say they think it's IVR systems, which is got nothing to do with IVR systems. Another thing sometimes is that they would say, oh, well, I listened to your voice AI and it sounded robotic. Mm-hmm. And actually we can make it sound whatever it is that we want. Mm-hmm. But I think people forget that we're not in the business of trickery. We're not trying to pass
it off as a human. Right.
And so we're not competing against, does it sound human or not? What you have to compare it with is, what's the alternative? If a business doesn't have voice AI, what we're comparing it with is actually a user being held on a queue, user, your clients going straight to voicemail, your clients overwhelming your staff or wasting your staff's time asking the same questions over and over again. That's the real comparison. Yeah. And so it's not about whether, I always say, we're not in the business of trickery, we're in the business of providing solutions.
Got you.
And you have to think that voice AI, or I would say conversational intelligence, is there as a tool to solve a problem.
Got you.
And so you have to ask yourself the question, what's the problem that we're trying to solve
That's it.
with the implementation of this?
Yeah, where does it fit within our workflow? And yeah, how does it speed up our processes? Because like one of the things that I heard and like the pushback I heard was like people worried about it, using it in like a customer facing, like a customer support role. But actually, you've just said, right? It makes more sense. Like if the AI can ask the standard questions, get the insights, then what the person gets after that, the real person, is a full summary and a breakdown, right?
Yeah.
So then instead of them trying to do that deep dive into trying to figure out what is happening, why the client might not be happy, they get a summary, they can start fixing the issue before they even pick up the phone to call back.
Exactly. And really, we really work synergistically in the sense that, you could just say, okay, the voice AI is the first line of defense, and then gets all the information that you need, and then passes the call on.
Right.
And passes the information on so
Yeah.
that the person that then picks up, the human, right,
Mhm.
doesn't have to ask you the same questions all over again.
Right.
Doesn't have to ask the questions all over again. And so now I'm forgetting what we were saying, but
No, but it's about like what the misconceptions are.
Right.
Businesses do have that misconception that what they're purchasing is, as you said, the IIL,
the IVR.
the IVR, right? So they think it's that, but it's not.
It's not.
right?
And also, with voice AI, for example, you can have 100 people calling the same number and never be in a queue. So,
Perfection.
I never want to hear, I'm calling my GP and I am
Oh.
the 6th person on the queue.
Do you know what? Please.
I'm waiting a whole hour.
Yes.
That's not customer service.
No, it's not. And if you're not feeling well, and
That's
that's the
right.
only way to get in front of your doctor, be a number 25 in the queue and sit on the phone for an hour.
And why?
Right.
Why? Just because I want to know, can I go to the pharmacy now
Yeah.
as my medicine arrives at the pharmacy?
Yeah.
And so you really have to think about this whole voice AI, conversational intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
We've put it there in order for you to be there for your customer.
Right.
Because especially in the Netflix economy, right, we get everything on demand.
Yes.
I don't want to call a business. The moment if any customer calls a business, it means that they want to speak to you.
That's it.
They're not calling you to be held on the queue. They're not calling you to get to voicemail.
Right.
And so now the next question is going to be, are you going to be there for your customer when your customer tries to contact you?
Make that contact. And it's very true because the doctor scenario is the biggest one. Like I swear to you, I've lost years of my life being on hold with my doctor's surgery, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. Or when you're trying to book a table or do something, and then if you're trying to sneak it in between working hours, like you can't sit on the phone for an hour and a half.
No.
Like being on hold with the doctor because you've got work to do or all of those things, and voice AI takes that away, right?
Absolutely.
So how does voice AI then help companies to make more money without adding the staff?
I think that it is a staff management situation, in the sense of you can leverage, and it really is about leveraging, right? It's about leveraging the voice AI or any kind of automation. Same thing with AI, you really have to think about it. It's about leveraging the technology to grow, let's say, without hiring extra staff. And a good example would be, let's just say you have one receptionist. And you're thinking, we're going to grow, we've got a lot more calls. Instead of having another receptionist that might cost you £40,000 a year, that is minimum, plus the contributions, plus anything else that you have to pay, then you can keep your one receptionist, but you offload some of her work through the voice AI agent, and depending on the use case, because for example, on your website, you could have, if it is this related calls, call this number, and that for that specific scenario is going to go straight to the voice AI agent. you can automatically see how much money you're saving. I've actually got a calculator on my website.
Yeah.
If you go to atelq.com resources.
Yeah, it will show you what you've saved.
You can put all of your details.
Yeah.
You could say, I am a this, or, whatever type of company that you are. We've got some by default. And then the last tab, it's others for anybody else. And you could put your details, and it shows you exactly how much you're saving based on you put in your details. How many calls do I get on average? How much would I have paid for this, etc., etc. It shows you not only how much you gain or save from a monetary value, but it also tells you your upside.
Got you.
And that's what's great about Bisola. And this is not me making up the numbers, because you can change all
it. It's going to give you the reports.
You can change the dials.
Yeah,
you can change the dials, because you could say, actually, I only pay my people £6 a day. I don't know.
If you're paying them £6 a day, we've got an issue, but it's okay. But like, I fully get and understand it. And like, obviously, I started the Take Flight HR Founder Specialist series for a reason. I started it because I hear from a lot of founders and entrepreneurs that they're lonely, that they don't understand, that they're busy, that they feel like they can't take a break. So like, setting something like this up enables somebody that's working solo or is a team of two to actually take a holiday and actually take a break, right? Because you're on holiday for a week, but you're not going to miss any of your calls. There's the potential that it can send it, depending on how you've automated it with your help, where it would send these things to. You can understand, obviously it's going to give you a history of what people are asking for.
Absolutely.
So like, it enables entrepreneurs
to have peace of mind.
There you go.
To have peace of mind. And you know what's so funny? Because most entrepreneurs probably have come from corporate structure, right? They've worked in some other company beforehand. But what happens is that you come out of a structure, you work for yourself, and then you do everything.
Yes.
You wear all the hats. And what's interesting is that the company that you have left probably has hundreds years of experience
doing
in creating processes.
Yeah.
What you need to do for yourself, every entrepreneur needs to do for themselves, regardless of whether we're using AI or not, is to really set up those processes. I keep talking about these processes, but it's because they're that important.
But processes are always important, even if you're just starting out. Like, you have to put those processes in place, because the business at some point is going to start to grow, and without it, it's just going to crash. Because I have this conversation with founders all the time. Like, you may not think you need it now, but when you rapidly get to 20, what happens?
Exactly. And that's the only way with your processes that you can start to look at, what can I possibly automate?
Right.
And so, there's no point trying to bring, I'll say, there's no point trying to bring AI if you don't have that set up first. Otherwise, you're just going to automate chaos, and we don't want that.
I feel like there's so many people that have automated or tried to automate chaos because they have not done the due diligence.
Oh, I have seen it.
I'm laughing because I know firsthand what that kind of looks like when you work with people, and then they break everything and then ask you to come support, and you expect you to fix the chaos that's built maybe over 18 months to 2 years in a matter of weeks. Absolutely chaotic. So if a business owner, founder, entrepreneur wanted to improve their responsiveness in the next quarter, next few months, what's one or two practical things that they should be doing for themselves going forward?
If they wanted to increase their responsiveness, I will say buy the book.
Buy the book.
But not just that. The reason why I say buy the book is what they will need to do. They need to spend 2 weeks first. Spend 2 weeks looking at your current. You basically need to map all the entry points.
Right.
What are the different ways your customers come to you? Because you mentioned responsiveness. So what are the different ways that your customers contact you? It may be socials, it may be phone, it could be anything. Look into all those entry points, and then look into what are the things that I do.
Okay.
First, again, going back to processes. I should be called a quick
process. But it's key, right?
It is. It's so key. Once you've done that, look, the technology bit is easy.
Okay.
The technology bit is easy. Once you've taken your time, spend 2 weeks first looking at your processes. That's number one. Number two, go to Atel Q.
Yeah.
Then get the tech. Once you get the tech,
Mm-hmm.
installing voice AI is easy.
Okay.
But you need to be clear on, okay, what's my process?
Mm-hmm.
If you need help, we run things
Yeah.
like that. So
Okay.
just like you have, let's just say an audit,
Yeah.
we have as first line
Mm-hmm.
the audit of, let's have a look at your processes. Then you look at where can AI
Slot in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to do.
Yeah.
And so it shouldn't even take that long to improve your processes,
Mhm.
so long as you do the groundwork first
Okay.
of really understanding where the touch points are.
Makes sense.
Once you know that, my goodness, I mean, I created something, this voice AI backed business audit
Mm-hmm.
for a coach. I think I mentioned this already,
Yeah.
but and it's fantastic. But she
Yeah.
was clear on what it is that her customers do, where
Okay.
they come from,
Right.
and by the time you put tech behind it,
Behind everything. Yeah.
it's just it's a huge magnifying. It just 10x's her results, what it is that she's trying
Got you.
to do. So
And that makes sense, right? Because obviously, if you've mapped your processes and then you've started to slot the voice AI in, like to support you, then you also will then open up new pathways that you didn't even think about before. That's a win.
Exactly. And
Right?
I'll give you another example. I'm working with an accountant client of mine. She's actually spending money on Facebook,
Right.
Facebook ads to bring people to her website.
Oh,
So she's
wonderful.
spending a lot of money
Yeah.
for people to come, and then
Yeah.
she offers,
Yeah.
I believe it's funny enough, an audit.
Okay.
Right? But then they have to fill out a form. That form
Yeah.
is like 4 pages long.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So immediately you're scared. She
Yeah.
was telling me that.
Especially when it comes to finance as well, right?
Well, exactly.
Okay.
And the problem is that she was saying that this is where all the drop off comes. First of all, I said, no wonder, because you're asking so many questions.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this was after we looked at her processes.
Yeah.
And what we're doing in her case is we're saying, instead of making people fill out this form,
Mm-hmm.
just let them speak to one of our agents, one of our voice AI
Okay.
agents,
Mm-hmm.
and have that conversation naturally.
Okay.
Even though they're speaking to an agent, I would much rather speak to a voice AI agent.
Yeah, then have to be typing a
Filling
load
out.
of, especially when you're trying to remember everything.
Exactly.
It's not a flow, is it?
And so then,
Yeah.
the customer's having a conversation with the voice AI agent. The agent on the back end fills out the form,
Yeah.
and then after that gives them a quote,
Got you.
personalized quote.
Okay.
Whereas
Perfect.
before, in her process,
Yeah.
after the people filled out the form, she
Mhm.
would come home in the evening
Oh.
to go through what the answers were,
Okay.
then create the quote, then resend it.
Oh gosh.
And so now we are saving her lots of time,
Yes.
but we are also just improving the conversion. And so that's one way. And it's always going to start with look at your processes, audit first,
Yeah.
and then see where do we plug AI. And in this instance,
Mhm.
it's not even, people are not phoning in.
Okay.
Because, we could have put it in her Google page, for example, but in
Right.
this case, it's part of her process
Yeah.
from the Facebook ads to the
Straight
page
in. That's
to the
it.
conversation.
That's it. Because like more time you're doing Facebook, you're gonna be on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Very rarely do people do Facebook on a desktop anymore.
That's
or
right.
a laptop, right? So literally you're converting. As soon as you can press the button and it starts talking to you, you're not gonna drop off with that
You're
person.
not,
Because
no.
like it's literally in your hand,
Yes.
like your little tablet
Yes.
that's in your hand that can do everything that you need it to do. It makes perfect sense. So like obviously everybody can come and they can go to atelq.com and like get that. But like if somebody said to me now, like, what is like one low cost action that a founder can take like this week to reduce like missed calls or sort out slow follow-ups this week, what would you tell them to do?
I see what you mean. Good question. So what's the one thing that they can implement for
Mhm.
themselves
Yeah.
to improve their current process?
Right.
Because you're right, not everybody has to just have a voice AI agent. It
Yeah.
doesn't apply, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
It really is a case by case basis. I would say, do not have dead ends. Do not have dead ends.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is in terms of you have to think about your user journey.
Got you.
And when you're thinking about your user journey, same thing. And you don't have to do a professional audit to do that. You just think about, what's my user journey? Okay, they found me on Instagram.
Mhm.
I'm thinking about it now because I've got a few dead ends.
I want you to look at my processes because I know I've got a whole load. So it's okay. We'll embrace it and we'll figure it out.
Don't do as I do. Do as I say. So
okay.
Try not to have any dead ends.
Okay.
Have a look at your customer journey, and does your customer always know what action to take next?
Got you. Okay.
Because even if you're not tracking, which by the way, you should be tracking what you're doing, you should know your numbers, really. You should know, definitely get yourself some analytics on your sites and on all your ecosystem so that you know what you're doing. But even if you don't, have a think about, what's the customer journey from the moment they go on my site? Do they know where to go next? Do they know what to do next? Am I just sending them to nowhere?
Right, dead end. Makes sense.
So just eliminate the dead ends.
Yeah.
That will be the first thing to do. Yeah.
Perfect. And I love that because it does make you think about all these times that people want to interact. And as we're saying, somebody calls you and you're on another call and they get that voicemail, that's a dead end. Yeah. If you haven't got my brain's gone. Message on your voicemail and it's just the standard message, yes. That's a dead end.
That's a
right?
dead end.
So if you haven't put a voicemail on that says, "Hi, I am Sim Payne Powell of FlightHR. I can't come to the phone right now," but they get, "Hi, you're through to the O2 message box off," and says the number is dead end. Because have I called the right number? Yeah. Is this the right person I'm looking for? So I fully align with that. That makes complete and utter sense. So if you had to rebuild a customer response system, like a voice AI customer response system, or say somebody's come in and they've come with their process, right? And they've got a customer response system that's already built, but it's not on voice AI.
Sure.
What would you do to kind of rebuild it from scratch 90 days to make it more impactful? What would you do first?
In 90 days? That's 3 months.
Yeah.
That's too long.
I like that. Because most things we in business, we measure most things in quarters, right?
Right.
So in my mind, I think in quarters, but you're right. With this kind of technology, it's not in quarters, it's as how long it takes you to do certain things, right?
Yeah. Funny enough, I would start with what we mentioned before. I would start with a 2 weeks audit first.
Yeah.
So we go there. And then also, I think that when it comes to implementing what you're talking about, implementing a voice AI system, or any kind of systems in AI, it's not a set and we're done with.
Got you.
And I think that people need to have the agile mentality of always be improving.
Yes.
Rather than, okay, we're going to do a huge project and it's going to take 2 months. Let's just say, no,
5 years.
Yeah. And then we're done with it. I mean, I've been in implementations that have taken years.
Yeah.
Before launch, and it's crazy. This predates AI, but and so what you really need to think about is, what's the quickest time for me to put something out and then continue testing. Okay. And so we'll start with the audit first. Let's just say 2 weeks.
Yeah. So your process audit goes in.
You need to start there first, right? And then you need to think, okay, which layer can I then put voice AI? Right. And then you test it. I've got in my book I talk about the way to implement it and doing it in phases. Yeah. Basically, where you launch it internally first. Okay. And then test the AI and train the model, because at the end of the day, we will have to train it. And you never know what questions people ask until people ask those questions.
Well, random, unless you've been keeping an FAQ, right?
That's right.
You won't know. So that makes sense to train it up. And how long realistically does it take to train a good voice AI agent?
If somebody has got documented process, this is the other important aspect. It's always going to depend on how mature the company is in terms of documentation. If they've got no processes to begin with, then you've got some work to do
Mm-hmm.
on that end. But let's just say, and I don't know how long people take.
Yeah.
But let's just say you have got everything that you need. You've got everything ready. The technical implementation
Mm-hmm.
can be done in a day.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes. Then we go with the tests.
Yeah.
And then we do all the other things that need to happen
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that it works according to what we want to do.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the technology is never the problem. The technology is never the problem.
It's the preempts. It's the bit before that
It's the bit
takes
before.
the
It's the
time.
processes, and
Yeah.
and then it's also the training.
Yeah.
Of the staff, making sure people know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, I think end to end,
Yeah.
it could take 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because of the training, because of the tests.
Got you.
And then we just continuously listen up, because we record, obviously, or we don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally we should.
Yeah.
So that you can then just keep improving
it along the way. I love that, because like then it's like with any process, you just keep iterating and iterating. So you could like say like you're worried or you're concerned about doing this, right? Because you're not sure what to expect. Even if they've got you there, like people still get concerns.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like if you look at the processes and you know it can step in at like 4 places already, the person doesn't have to roll out all 4 at the same time, right?
Exactly.
They can start with one and feel it out and see how it goes.
Exactly. And that's my recommendation. You know, you should never think and say or have as ambition for the AI to replace everything straight away. You need to really just think, just like you have a new employee. Think about your voice AI agent like a new employee. You're not just going to say, great, I've got my intern, you just take over the company. We're not going to do that. Right? We're just going to give him one job, see how it goes.
Yeah.
If you're happy, give him another job. Give him another job.
Yeah.
And then also, so, and I think sometimes people think the one voice AI agent is going to do everything. Yeah. No, just, you've got many different employees. You've got one for marketing, one for sales, one for this. Same thing with your voice AI. You can give them specialities
that they can focus in on.
Yeah.
I love that. Because then, like as I said, if you're by yourself or you've got a really small business and you're struggling to convert stuff because you're overwhelmed, like then you have all of these little employees that are helping you.
That is my ambition. My ambition.
Yeah.
And this is what's going to happen. When we're talking about, everyone is talking about agents.
Yeah.
Yes. You can have a one-person business that has the power of a multi-million-pound corporation.
Saying that, like I forget his name, Matthew something. I read about him 2 weeks ago. He literally has started I think he's just generated $90 million by himself, working with agents. And I was like, whoa. Like, and don't get me wrong, look, I'm a HR professional through and through. I love people. That's why I do what I do. And you will always need that human touch along the way.
Sure.
But like, if we can implement things that help our actual employees to have work-life balance.
Absolutely.
Because people are burning out from the long hours, that enables you to help people so they are able to train and grow and get to the next level, because they're not bogged down under the admin and the paperwork of certain things that take time. By no means are we saying that you stop hiring staff. That's not what we're talking about.
But you can have staff that don't do low-level jobs.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's why, like, before the computer, people were doing lots of calculations.
Abacuses.
Right? And so now,
I
mean, what are we going to do? Go back to that? No. But what we want is people who use the computers, people who use calculators. We want people to use AI.
Yeah.
We are human beings, we can evolve.
That's it.
What we want is for everyone to level up. That sounds almost AI elitist, but
I love that. Yeah, elitist. Yeah.
Get with the program.
No, but I understand you. Like, it makes sense. Like, because I feel like people are freaking out, and I feel like the media are not helping, because you know, those stories, those like stories to sell the news, the papers, the whatever else, where like you're going to lose your job to AI. This is the worst thing in the world. But actually, it's, as you said, it's about how you use it, it's how you implement it, how it aligns with what you already have.
Exactly.
It's not removing
It's not.
people, it's not removing the concept of
And
work.
also, I think people don't understand.
Yeah.
You better get on AI. No, because,
Yeah.
you know, they say AI is not replacing your job, but people who use AI will replace your job.
That's it. Okay.
If I can choose between somebody who's never used AI and somebody who knows how to leverage AI to do their job better, I'm picking that other person all the time.
Yeah.
From an HR point of view,
Yeah.
it's about skilling up.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I met somebody who said everyone should be thinking about how they can replace their job with AI, because if they know how to do that, they are the ones who will be able to then sell themselves as, I can do this and I can do this better with AI.
Yeah.
They will be really highly valued.
Got
employees. You have to think about, how can I increase my value as an employee through leveraging AI?
Yeah.
I invite everyone to get curious enough about AI. You need to be
Just to
curious enough.
understand.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because like literally, like one of my next videos that I'm about to release, I'm literally talking about HR and AI, because like people are panicking. Like I got asked a question on a website that I write, like I answer questions for last week, and the question was basically like, what do I do? Which area do I study? Because I feel like I'm going to lose my job to AI anyway. And I was like, I need you to pause and breathe. Like, what you actually need to think about is, these are the things that it's going to be great for, but these are the things. And there's a core set of 5 things as a HR professional that AI will not be able to do.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because it gives you the capability to be able to stay one ahead, as you said, and actually stay one ahead and learn the AI. So you've got it there, so you can implement certain agents and things that speed up processes. But also, there's always going to be human in HR. And there's big things that we need to still continue to have.
And also, I think some people just miss the point.
Yeah.
That AI is only as good as the input that is being put in. And so an AI in my hands is very different from an AI in somebody else's hands.
Because like I'm very basic right now.
Well, yes, but you say that.
Yeah.
However, for example, the knowledge that you know, your IP, powered with AI, will be something that I could never do. And this is where people forget. People forget that this is why I say that AI is only as good as the input.
Yes.
It's just a tool.
Yeah.
Right? Just like my frying pan.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make my food taste good.
I love that. You make the food taste good because you know how long to cook it, how to season it, what to do with it, which makes absolute sense.
You can have all the gadgets in the world.
Right. So like, I got one more question for you before we wrap up. Like, I love when I spend time with like specialist founders and they have a passion. Like, I feel like the energy coming off you. And I knew today was going to be a great one, because like, whether I'm on a webinar with you, a call with you, I always feel an energy that comes off you, which is so invigorating. And like, it's passionate and it gives the why behind your business, right? So what was the moment in your career that made you go, look, this isn't just interesting tech, like this is now a business necessity, this is the next stage of the evolution that we've got to get into? Like, what was that? What turned the dial, or what was the moment for that?
I think 2 times, actually. It happened in 2 times. The first was around the summer, when the price or the cost of voice AI just dropped drastically.
Okay.
It dropped. I'm talking 70%, 90% drop.
Oh, wow.
Making it accessible to everyone.
To a lot of people.
Because, you know, people know about Alexa, people know about Siri.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you can have that for your business, because it's crazy amount.
Yes.
To implement something like that. Even you're talking about the crazy IVR systems that everybody hates. It's super expensive.
Right.
So it was never accessible to people. So that was one of the shifts. It just happened like various different shifts.
Okay.
That was one of the shifts. Another shift was when they made a survey, and 70% of people surveyed could not tell that it was synthetic.
Got you. Okay.
And then 2 months ago when Gordon Ramsay did an ad for a voice AI
I
company.
saw that ad.
Did you see the ad?
I saw that ad. It's
And I
cool.
thought, this is it. Now it's mainstream.
Yeah.
And now I felt like, oh my goodness, let's make sure that people know about us. Because what's happening is that we've seen this play out before.
Yeah.
We've seen this thing happening.
Yeah.
You know, we saw it with the internet, we saw it with social media, we saw it with the Apple. When there is this, oh, this is coming, even with podcasts, right? Oh, people are unsure, it's coming, and then it just goes. Huge adoption.
Yeah.
And the adoption for AI, and then out of all the AIs out there, voice is bigger than all these other AIs in terms of technology, what it can do, the value it can bring. And so for me, it was really just a combination of just different things that I just thought, this is the right moment. Especially there's also a gap. Not a lot of people know about this.
Got you.
I think in the UK, only 5% of businesses know about voice AI.
Okay.
However, there's been reports that by 2027, there's going to be 70% adoption.
Wow. Okay.
So what we see here,
there's
this opportunity in that gap.
Perfect.
And so for me, this was the train. I didn't want to miss another train.
I love that, but it's true. Like getting ahead of this, like whether it be you starting Atel Q and writing a book, or whether it's just a solo entrepreneur, getting ahead of it. It gives you a business advantage that nothing else will. Like as said, as we keep saying, if you are by yourself and you are doing that new startup entrepreneur founder juggling, even if you've got a business that's been going a few years but you're small, like it gives you a competitive advantage that your counterparts may not even have yet. Never heard of.
Oh yeah, because mind you, now I'm seeing more and more. Like I've been talking about voice AI for months, but now you're seeing lots of other businesses prop up.
Right.
And what's so interesting when you talk about the advantages is that, and this is for any business, never mind the competition, your strategic advantage is always going to be you.
Yes.
And it's never about the technology. Anybody can say, oh, I sell voice AI. Okay, sure, great. What's unique always in any business is you. You're the person that you are, the connections that you have, the knowledge that you have. And that's true for any business. So
I think that's perfect because you train your AI. It can be you when you're not there. It can sound like you even, right?
Yes,
if you want
correct,
it to, but you don't have to make it sound like you.
No.
I think it's perfect. Bisola, thank you so much for coming and doing this session with me today. I knew it was going to be a good one. So, look, the book's out. I got mine from Amazon. But
oh, by the way, #1 bestseller in the artificial intelligence category.
I love that.
Seriously. And we've been there for weeks, months now. They tried to knock us down to #2. But we're back.
Perfect.
#1.
Please buy it, The New Voice of Business. Please go out and get it. I'm going to put all of Bisola's contact details on the blurb that goes with this video. So if you want to reach out to Bisola, you'll be able to contact her via LinkedIn, via her website, atelq.com. And it's been an amazing session. And I thank you so much for spending the time with me. So if you have any questions or queries as a founder, or you're a specialist founder that would love to be on the podcast, please contact me, let me know. I love connections and building these networks. So thanks again.